Okay, I believe we're live. Let me double check and make sure. Oh, let's see here. Yep, we're live.
Yay!
So, welcome everyone. Super excited to be live with you guys here today. And I have a very special guest, and I am so excited for you guys to learn from her. This is Brooke Elder. She is the creator of Social Tenacity. And she has something pretty cool that she's going to be sharing with us that is going to make your life easier when it comes to branching out into other platforms and growing your audience and growing your influence on these other platforms that are out there. So Brooke, welcome. Welcome. Say hello.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun. I love being able to just share with network marketers how to grow on social media, because that is like the hardest thing for people to do. So
absolutely, I totally agree, and it's something that we have in common, right?
Yes, for sure.
So let me make sure that we are. Oh, hopefully oh yes, it is working. It was just my phone. For a second, it looked like it was like all the colors were skewed, and I was like, "What's going on?" But it was just my phone. We're good. So, Brooke, tell us a little bit about yourself, and for those of you who are joining us, say hello, join in on the conversation. If you're watching and it's a replay, still say hello, still engage. We'll be coming in and replying to your comments later, but just let us know if you're excited about what Brooke is going to be sharing today, because I know that I am. It's going to make your life so much easier. Whit and I are just barely starting to branch out, thanks to Brooke in doing some of this stuff for ourselves. And I am so excited about the weight that's going to be lifted off of our shoulders. And we're going to be able to grow our audience even faster on other platforms without doing any more work than we're already doing now. In fact, it's going to be able to save us time in our business. So Brooke, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in this industry, and we'll go from there.
All right. Sounds good. So I started in network marketing. It's been a long time. It was back 2009. So a really long time ago. And that's back when like Facebook was just getting started and things like that. And I am all about like, how can I do things like the quickest, fastest way possible? And how can I automate processes? So because like I have 4 kids, and even before all of this craziness in the world, like I was homeschooling my kids and stuff like that. So I need to automate as much as possible.
Yes, and I totally get that.
Like the most time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like it's the thing you get sucked in the most.
Yes, I totally agree. And for those of you who are watching, let me know if this is resonating with you, where you go to social media to grow your business and it ends up being a huge time suck because of all the different things that you're supposed to be doing.
Yes, yeah. So as I built my business all online, doing like the hard way, because no one was teaching how to do it back then, so I was like trying to implement all of these things, but I was able to grow to the top of my company and everything. And then I created a training center to teach my team how to do everything that I was doing. And within about 3 months, I had 10,000 people going through my training center. And I'm like, okay, how can I automate this? And how can I make more money doing this? So that's what made me start Social Tenacity. And so I train network marketers like you do how to build their business online and use social media. But I'm always looking for tools. I love tools that will help automate things, make life easier. And that's when I partnered with a software company, and we built this amazing platform to be able to schedule all your social media.
So exciting. I'm so excited for you to talk about this. So before we dive into that part, what are some of the biggest pitfalls that you kind of see that network marketers fall into? I mean, I know that for Whit and I, when we first got started in growing our business on social media, we were here on, this platform, Facebook, right? And we're like, okay, we want to branch out into some of these other platforms. So we started looking at Instagram. We created a YouTube. We did all this different stuff, but what are I know some of the pitfalls we fell into. What are some of the pitfalls that you see just in general from people that try to branch out into other platforms?
So the biggest thing is that it just gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
No, I think that's probably the biggest one. It's just the overwhelming, like not knowing the platform, not knowing how to interact with people. And there also is when you're trying to build a business, sometimes you have to say things a little bit differently on other platforms,
Yeah.
And knowing what to say and what to post. Like that's the biggest thing is because it's like, well, if I post that on Facebook, then maybe I need to post something else on Twitter or,
Yeah.
so then it's like you have a hard enough time like figuring out what to just post on the one platform that you're on, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And then you're like, oh my gosh, well, now I have to like think of something else. And then like all the time that it takes to just build on one, like it's just the overwhelm of if I add 3 more platforms, like that's all my life is going to be is posting on social media.
Yes. And I can definitely speak to that because I know that when we branched out into, like we only had branched out into 2 platforms, which was Instagram and YouTube, which I believe are probably the easier ones to branch out to at first. It was so overwhelming with, because once you post content there, you're having people comment on that content and then you're having to go in and reply to those people on that. And it was a full-time job in itself, just trying to balance those, other platforms with what we were doing. Right. And there was no time to like scale or even try to, grow our business from there. So we had to back off.
Right. Well, and you go and you look at your notifications because you're like, okay, I'm going to comment on everyone. So I'm going to go and look at my notifications. And then you also see all these other things. And so you start going down all these different rabbit holes. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, I've now spent an hour and a half. I've done what I came to do, but there was all these other things that I did that like totally was a waste of time.
I know, cat videos on YouTube. Right. Totally. And it's funny. People usually they say cat videos on YouTube. With Whit, it's actually those fail army videos of people like falling, getting hurt, like those type of things. I'll walk in and I'm like, so did you mean to be on here? Or
so what are you doing right now?
Yeah. So I am so excited for you to kind of talk about this software that you guys have, because like I said, it's going to save our viewers. It's already going to be saving us so much time and headache when it comes to expanding into these other platforms. So kind of tell us a little bit about the software, and then maybe you can show us how it works.
Yeah, totally. So first I want you to start thinking about social media a little bit differently. And this is the thing that's going to help you be successful on this platform, but it's also just going to help you be more successful in general. So when you start thinking about social media, you want to think about it in buckets. And so like I create in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have buckets of content. So every like Monday, maybe it's like your motivational Monday. So every Monday you post that kind of content. And then Tuesday, you're going to highlight a product. So then that's what you do every single Tuesday, so it's going to help you when you're planning what you're actually going to be posting. So then the nice thing is once you have that set up for one platform, what I do is I just shift everything over one day for the next platform. So if on Facebook, I do products on Tuesday, on Instagram, I'll do that same product, but I'll do it on Wednesday. So when you do that, and then like, you can do Pinterest and you can do LinkedIn and you can do all of those other platforms and you just like stretch it out, it makes it so that one post gets seen by so many more people because you're stretching it out over all the platforms. Does that make sense?
Right. So basically, for those of you who are watching, what you're doing is you're producing one piece of content, and that one piece of content is now able to be stretched over multiple platforms. So you're not doing any more work. You're just putting it in a different bucket. So it's going to be seen on a different day.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And you can change up the wording a little bit and stuff like that. So I'll show you. So the platform that we put together is called the Social Tenacity Hub. So, all right. I am learning how to share my screen on here. If we can do this. And
there it is. Okay, so I'll add it to the stream. There it is. Okay.
Because I can't see you anymore. So
yeah, that's okay. We can see yours, and I'll make sure that it did it here on. But yep, we're good. We can see your screen, so you're good to go.
So when you log in, you have what's called the content library. This is where you dump all your content. So this is all the content that I have, and you can put it, see here we have our different buckets. Okay. So then it gives it a different color so you can see all of your content in the different buckets. So if I'm going to create a new piece of content, you can come here and say, all right, I'm going to add in images. I'm going to do a video. You can share links. The cool thing with the images is you can connect it to your Canva account. So for people who love Canva, they can connect it directly there and pull in all of their images. You can upload images, but there's this database called Pexels. Do you use this, Carrie?
I have heard of Pexels. Like last week was the first time I had heard about it. So I have not started using it though.
Gotcha. So it's free, royalty-free images. So they're not copyrighted or anything like that. So like, I'm just going to type in business, and let's say we want to use like this picture. So now we have our image all set up. Then we can create our captions. So I'm just going to put caption 1, and that's all we can do. We can then put it in categories, so put it in our buckets. But if we want to have different captions for different platforms, because like on Instagram, you want to use hashtags, right? And you really use it on like really anything else. If I click right here, it's going to bring up all my platforms. So I can go to Instagram and I can say, I want to add hashtags. Well, with your hashtags, you can also create categories. So if that's the hashtags I always use, I can just click that button and it adds it all in. So now on Facebook, it'll post with just the caption, but on Instagram, it will add all of my hashtags in it.
How cool.
So then you can do the same thing for Twitter, for LinkedIn, for YouTube, and then they also have Google Business. I don't know how many people are actually using Google Business.
Yeah. I've never used Google Business, but those main ones though, like Instagram, YouTube, those things, those are what people are on. And those are like, if you're going to be choosing platforms to grow, it's important that you choose platforms that the world is on, right? Like that you know that your perfect prospect is on, and those are definitely the platforms that they're on, which is exciting.
Absolutely. And so as we're thinking of buckets, this is also something that you can when you put your content into that bucket, it's going to circulate through that bucket. So if you have 15 pieces of content in your your product bucket, every 15 weeks is going to circulate through and post it again. But if you want it to have a different caption the second time it posts, you can come here and then do caption 2 and do the same thing on all of them. So it's going to post the same image, but it's going to give a different caption. So it gives something a little bit different. So now we have this set up for all of it. And we can click on add another caption, and we can add as many captions as we want. So now really we're creating multiple pieces of content in one content piece.
Yeah. And so I know that there's probably some people that are thinking like, so if I'm circulating the same piece of content, like, aren't people going to be seeing, like, aren't they going to remember it? Like, can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Well, I want you to think 15 weeks ago, like how long ago was that? I don't know, like end of May, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's
probably would have been like March.
March, something like that. So do you remember what anyone posted back then?
No.
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 No, your audience isn't going to remember either. So, and the nice thing is, like, if you come up, like, so let's say you post something and it's really, really awesome. You want to keep that in your bucket. But then you post something and the engagement just isn't really that great on it. You can say, okay, well, what can I do to change that post so the next time that it posts, I can get more engagement? So now it's making it so you're actually looking like with real data to say, what is my social media actually really doing for me?
Yeah.
So
exciting. I love this.
So then you can go in, you can add like whatever category. So here's all our categories. So we'll just say, we'll put this one in wisdom. And then you can choose what platforms it gets posted on. So if I want all of this, like, because there's not a video, I probably don't want that posted on YouTube, but it can post on everything else. And then you just click on save content. So now we have our content right here. It's all set up. And then once we have all of our content dumped in here, then we can go into our schedule. So if we look at our schedule, well, first we'll go to calendar. So when we go to calendar, this is like all of my platforms, everything, like all my posts that have gone out. And if you want to just schedule something straight on, you're like, oh, this post I just did, I really want it to go out tomorrow. I can just grab it and drop it. And what it will do is it will actually schedule it on all of the platforms on the perfect time. So it'll be in front of your audience. So you don't even have to think about it. This has the algorithm all built in for you.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
So that's how you can just go in and just schedule content by dragging and dropping it. But if you want to set up your buckets, you can create a new schedule, and we'll just do a weekly schedule. So like we talked about how like it was Tuesday, we'll just do Tuesday bucket. So this is going to go on Tuesdays, and then we can create this schedule. So then we can say we want to bring in existing content. So then we get to choose which one of our buckets. So let's say we're just going to grab this one and we're going to add that to our bucket. So now we have our Tuesday bucket, and it shows here's all of our posts that are going to be in that bucket. And then they just post one day after another. So every Tuesday, this is going to be on the first Tuesday. That one's disabled, but then this would be the next Tuesday, and then the next Tuesday, and the next Tuesday. And you can come here and you can reorder them. You can shuffle them. So if you're starting to get towards the end and you're like, hey, let's shuffle things up, you can shuffle it. The nice thing with this is you can go in and you can create, say you create this bucket, and it's going to be for like one of your promotions. So if your company does, a promotion where like I know when new catalogs come out, you have like all these new things that you want to promote. Or my favorite is like in Norwex, whenever they have the mop is a special, like that's my favorite thing. So so you can create all of your social media content around those things, and then you can just turn them on and off when it's ready to go. So if this is like, say this is a promotion, we can just go and turn it on, and the promotion will then just run. And then when we're done, we can just go and turn it off.
I love it. I love it. So I know, so for a lot of people here that are on our page, and for those of you who are watching, so I know that we have network marketers, we have affiliate marketers, we have kind of a bunch of different people. So I want you to think of it this way even. You can also have buckets for like those different things that you want to promote. So if you want to do like a promotion for product, like Brooke is talking about, you can have a bucket for that, which is going to recircle. And then when it's done, you just turn it off. Right. Then you can have a bucket for like people joining your team. And when you want to do a big push for your team, you turn on your content, it's going to circle through that content, and then it'll be done. And then let's say that you have, your affiliate marketing site that maybe you're promoting. You can do that as well. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I have this thing and this thing and this thing. This takes care of all of it for you. Yep. On all of the different platforms, which is really exciting.
And then once you have a post, so like this post, it has posted. Oh, let's look in our analytics, because you can look at posts that have posted, and you can see like what the, let's see, I think it's here under analytics. No, this is going to show us, this will show you how you're growing. So I have how many followers that I have. It'll show you like the best day in the last week of when you posted and things like that. But it will also show you your top posts. So if I know that like this is my top post, I can see exactly how much engagement and everything that I got. So I can say, okay, this is a post that I want to make sure that we like are put in a bucket that's going to rotate through.
Yeah.
So you can see all your analytics on that. This is my favorite part right here, is the social inbox, because this puts all of your comments on everything all in one place. So there's no more having to like go and look at your notifications on Facebook and on Instagram and all of this. Like everything is all right here for you. If you're running ads, all of your comments on your ads are all right here. So you don't have to go to any of the other platforms. Everything is here. So like this was someone that commented, and I can either comment back. I can just click here and reply and comment right back. Or if I don't need to comment, I can just mark that as complete. So you can actually go through, and this is how you can ensure that you are commenting on every single person that is interacting with you, and it's all in one place.
I love that feature. I love this feature. And I think that this is probably my favorite feature as well, because so Whit and I, we still do a lot of the commenting on our own stuff, but we also have an assistant, because there's so many comments. It's like, and I would be in there all day, right? Like replying to people. And so this is going to actually streamline our assistants' work too, so that we can actually, it's saving us money basically, because now instead of going and hiring someone else to do something else, we're able to have our assistant focus on other things other than spending all day and all of her time replying to people, which is super cool.
With this, like, you can also do internal comments. So like if your assistant wants to like tag you or something and say, hey, Carrie, you need to come and look at this, like it can all be right there. So you can have conversations back and forth of like, maybe there's like an issue and you're like, okay, how are we going to handle this? Or like, this is an awesome testimonial. You really got to come and screenshot it or whatever. All of that can be done internally right here.
Oh, I love it. Love, love, love it.
And then every month you can create your own reports. So like this is a report that I have created. Can you still see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can come and look. So this was just my June report. So I can see how many followers that I had. I lost 2 followers, but I got 313 new followers. So you can see how your social media is actually growing. You can see the number of posts that you had. So this is pulling like for everything, but you can also click on specific accounts. So like this is my Instagram account. So I can see like how much my Instagram account is growing, how many posts, how many impressions, like how many comments, you know, so you can see what actually you're doing on social media, if it is really helping you, and what platforms your people are on and what are not. So this just helps you to be able to make better decisions when you're doing your whole social media.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Love it. So Susan, this is actually an app. And so before I'm going to actually share the link with you guys here in the comments so that you guys can,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We are back. Okay. So I just dropped a link for you guys in the comments for you guys to go and get this. Now, Brooke, kind of talk about, because I know that there's a lot of people that they're like, okay, this is really awesome, but this is a lot of tech. And I know that that's probably like, am I going to get overwhelmed trying to put this together?
Right. So when you sign up with this, I have some bonuses and stuff that I'm going to give you too that are going to help you. So first is when you sign up for this, you're going to be able to get an onboarding call. And on that onboarding call, we have my support team who's going to come in and make sure you get all of your platforms connected and everything's all set up and you're ready to go. There's also a training that walks you through each one, because we just hit a couple of the things that you can do on this, but there's a training that goes through every single aspect of this. So you're going to know how to put it together. You know, like one of the things I love about it with, if any of you have ever used like Planoly when you're doing Instagram, that you can see what your Instagram feed is going to look like once everything posts. You can do that in this too. So that way, if you have like a pattern that you're doing, you can make sure everything is looking right. You know, so we're going to walk you through to make sure you know how to do everything. And then we have live chat available. So anytime you get stuck, like we're right there to help you. And then I'm also going to, because Carrie's so awesome, we're going to also throw in the social media makeover course. And so that course is going to walk you through like how to create posts for your feeds, how to create like stories, how to do lives, how to create these buckets of content and what that looks like and how to fill them, and how to create posts that are engaging. So that way, you know, you have your hook. So you're like hooking people in, and then you tell your story, and then you give your call to action. So it's going to walk you through how to do all of those things so you can really just rock your social media.
I love it. I'm so excited. So what's the price for people? Because I know that they're going to be curious about that.
So it's $39 a month. If you want to do an annual subscription, it's $3.99. So you get 2 months free when you do the annual.
Yes, I love it. I am so excited for this because, like I said, I know that for Whit and I, it's going to really make our lives a whole lot easier. It's going to make my assistant's life a whole lot easier. And we're going to be able to grow by doing less work. I mean, it might be a little bit of work up front to learn the process or to learn the program and then to like create the content and put it in the buckets. But once it's done, you just set it and go.
Yeah.
Set it and forget it. Like you don't have to worry about it from that point on, because it's just going to sit there and circulate for you based on when you've scheduled it.
Right. And it's one of those like like if you were to go out and find other platforms that do this, the only platform that I know of that like will take your content and in like buckets and just like recirculate it through is Meet Edgar. And that one, I'm not sure if it does Instagram. The last time I used it, it didn't. But that one is $50 a month. So then you also need Planoly, which is another $10 a month. And then you need something to get all of your data and stuff like that. And when I looked at finding something that would bring in all of my data, it was like $200 a month. So when I was like putting all of this stuff together, all the things that I was using to grow my business and stuff. And then we are adding Pinterest hopefully by the end of the year. Everything's ready. We're just waiting for Pinterest to say, okay, let's do it. And then we can put Pinterest on. But then if you're using like a Tailwind to do Pinterest, like you're spending $250 a month just on social media scheduling platforms, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so exciting. I'm so excited to, you know, really start to implement this in our business. I know that there's a couple of other people or that are on here that they're going to, like, there's a few people that are on here that I know that they're like, oh my gosh, I need this. So definitely pick up that link. You can go over, you can check it out. I think that there's like, it'll walk you through everything, all the features and everything there on that page, even before you buy. So you can go and you can get more information on it too. But Brooke, like, is there any major tip, I guess, that you could give, like when getting started with this, if they decide that this is something that they want, like what's a big tip that you can give them and kind of leave them with for there?
The biggest thing is like go back and look through all of your content that you have posted in the past. Because if there's some content that maybe you posted like 2 years ago that got great engagement, like grab that and start filling your content library with really good posts from the past. Because then like the hard work is really already done for you. So
yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, so guys, definitely pick up this link. Has this been valuable for you guys? Like even just learning about the different social media platforms and thinking about your content in buckets. Like that was a new concept for me even of, okay, I've got this bucket of content and this bucket of content. Like if you guys got any value, let us know, and let us know if you're going to be going over and, you know, picking up this software. And what was it called again? What's the actual name of it?
Social Tenacity Hub. So we just call it the Hub.
The Hub. So if you're going to go over and pick up your Hub, let us know, because I am so excited to be implementing this in our business. And I would love maybe even just in a little bit from now, even Brooke, to have you come back on and I can let you know kind of how we've been growing using this. That way, and maybe I'll like just for that testimonial piece, like I'd love to be that testimonial for you with this.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because this is something brand new. We just launched it like maybe a month ago. So I think it's been like 3 weeks and that's it. So it's really, really new. But even just using in my business, it's been like my girl who runs my social media. She's like, this is the best thing ever.
I know, like after we got off of our call the other day, so my sister's actually my assistant, and I called her and I was like, I just bought something that is going to make your life so much easier. Like, and she's like, are you kidding me? So she's actually going through the training platform right now to learn how to set it all up so that it's all taken care of us. So it's all taken care of for us. So we're getting some values. Fran's picked it up. Yeah, Fran says her mind is blown. So I'm so excited. For those of you who are picking it up, definitely let us know how it's going for you too. And I can, or you can even message Brooke herself and, you know, let her know. So how can people connect with you, Brooke?
So the best way is just through Facebook. So there's not many Brooke Elders that are out there, but.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, showing our viewers this software. I am so excited. Like I've said it so many times, but that's really how I am. I am so excited to start using this in our business. So Whit and I, we like to go live here on our page anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. We never exactly know when we're going to go live though, because of life. So if you have not set your notifications so that you know when we go live, make sure you do that right now. And then head on over to whitandcarryhyam.com/social tenacity. And you'll be able to pick up your own hub so that you can start growing your audience on other platforms by working less time, which is really exciting. So thank you so much, Brooke, for being here with me. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. This was so fun. I love talking social media and just helping get everybody learn how to grow their business, because social media it really is, especially with how we are right now, like
yes,
the best place to connect. And so it's the perfect time to start growing your business on social media.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Thank you everyone who was on here with us today. We had a whole bunch of people. We had a bunch of comments. We also had a ton of people that just hopped on and watched. So thanks for joining us. And Whit and I will be live again on Monday. So we'll see you soon.